About 87% of participants in the Thrift Savings Plan are satisfied with the plan. Participants say better instructions and tutorials would be helpful for planning retirement strategies. Kim Weaver is Director of External Affairs, the Federal Retirement Thrift Investment Board. Kim, I teased you before we went on the air that I'm happy that the headline to this is not satisfaction down 2%, because you had 89% last year and 87% this year. What does the board do with these numbers and with the sub numbers that you see when you drill down further when you go through this satisfaction survey every year?
We use it to inform our work. One of the surveys we did several years ago told us very clearly that our participants wanted additional withdrawals options. And we went forward, we got the legislation, and we implemented it. One of the big takeaways from this survey is that the younger members, particularly in BRS, the uniformed service members, want a mobile app. That's not something that we're going to be able to provide instantly, but it is something that we're going to be able to provide. So we take the information here and we translate it into what can we do to do things better for the TSP participants.
And I guess the benefit that you have with the structure and kind of the mission of the TSP in the first place is that you have private sector options, apps that other investment organizations provide to be able to use at least as a model to help you narrow that curve. Is that a fair observation, Kim?
Yes, it is. And in fact, I think we've talked before, we're in the midst of a record-keeping procurement, and currently the board is sort of the integrator of the record keeper, our call centers, our service bureau, and we put out a procurement that the contractor would integrate all that. We would sort of step back and manage the contractor. And in that, as a result of that procurement, we will get an app that is very similar to the private sector apps that you're referring to.
Is there any significance that you read into an 89 to 87% number? I think just about every organization in the world would be very happy with an 87% approval rate, no matter what the trend is. But is there anything that you look at as a result of that?
Not particularly. One of the things that you may have noticed is that we started the survey in mid-March. Mid-March coincided with shutdown, the market tanking, and we have found over the years that there's a real strong correlation between our participant satisfaction and the state of the market, which is completely understandable. And so the fact that it only dropped 2%, quite frankly, from my perspective, is great. One of the other things that we do look at is there's a score called the Net Promoter Score. And what it measures is are participants willing to recommend the TSP to others? And the fact any number that's positive is good. Any number that's over 30 is very good, and we're at 38. Stellar. To be absolutely really, really awesome, you're over 50. So we want to be at 50. We want to be above 50. But the fact that in this circumstance we were at a net promoter of 38, we're very pleased with.
Yeah, I think that timing is interesting, Kim, because if I remember right, the market bottom was March 26th. And so if you're asking people as the market's headed south, are you happy with your TSP plan? That dissatisfaction doesn't necessarily reflect on you if that question is worded that broadly. One of the things that people did say is they would like more resources to understand options and all of that. You got a briefing from the Office of Communications and Education at this board meeting this week. What's the takeaway from that?
We redesigned our website, unveiled it in mid-July. And it's the first time we've redesigned the website in 10 years, so it was certainly overdue. And this time we went into it to answer the question, how do I? And we did the work in-house with the help from GSA's 18F. And we also did it with focus groups from our participants. So we would design a page, we would have them look at it, see if it answers their questions, if it was worded in a way they could understand. If not, we would go back and we would continue to iterate the website redesign. And we really think that that's going to make it a much better situation, because we can make changes as we need to respond to any desires that people have. One of the things that we're very proud of is on every page of that website, there's a feedback tab. So if you're on that page and you have a problem on that page, you can comment, and it helps us because we know exactly where you were when you made that comment.
I'm looking at the slides that were presented. I was not able to be on the meeting as a press participant, but my favorite slide in the whole presentation from OCE was the one from the back of the van. I guess the implication there is that you can get information about your TSP literally anywhere that you are, right?
That was one of our trainers. We have a team of trainers, and they do webinars. They go out pre-COVID. They would go out and do groups of training to groups. And we have pivoted, and we're now doing webinars. We've reached more participants this year via webinar than we did all of last year in 2019. And that particular trainer, the van picture you're referencing, he has a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old in the house. And so he needed a quiet space. And so he set up the back of his van. He put his laptop on top of diaper boxes, and he got things done.
That is dedication. Kim Weaver, thanks very much as always.
Thank you.